Who do you like a quarterback in your top five?
So I got Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow. Right now, I have Lamar Jackson. Who knows if he'll actually play? But if he's out, I have Kirk Cousins as my QB5.
Ooh, spicy. Yeah, I got Allen, Mahomes, Herbert, Justin Fields, and Tua
Mm,
Tagovailoa. So, yeah, I don't have Lamar in though. I think it sounded to
yeah.
me like he's gonna miss one more week. So I'd actually be fairly high on Huntley because I think I see what you're
Mm.
getting at. That Atlanta defense kind of pumps up the quarterback projections, whoever it is. So I think I have Huntley like QB 17 or something, which is high for him. But yeah,
Mm.
I'm not projecting Jackson as of yet.
Yeah, Fields makes sense. And just previewing to like week 18, we're looking for records and incentives. I guess Fields, he is interested in breaking Lamar Jackson's single season rushing record. I think he needs to average over 70 rushing yards per game, right around there
Yeah,
the rest of the way. So that's something to look out for with props, I guess starting this week, but going forward as I think Fields is gunning for that record.
yeah, he said as much. And
Yep.
it's a tough matchup against Buffalo, but
Mhm.
he's playing so well. I mean, against Philly, he still put up points. It's the rushing upside
Yep.
as you're mentioning. It just adds a different dimension, especially when there's no like slam dunk. You're talking about Kirk Cousins as your QB5. There's no real slam dunks after
Right.
Allen, Mahomes, Herbert.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like Fields up there. Who you high on?
I'm high on Gardner Minshew. I have him as my QB 18 right now. The consensus is QB 23. That's probably due, people scrambling, trying to update with Hurts potentially missing. But I've been shocked by how many people are just acting like this is some massive downgrade to the passing offense anyway. Obviously this is a tough matchup against Dallas. Minshew certainly a downgrade in real life, as we saw with the point spread go all the way up to 6 here. But the offense will probably be more pass heavy under Minshew. Obviously less scrambling. This could be a trailing game script. So I like Minshew here. I think he's a solid QB2 option. He has AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, and likely Dallas Goedert at his disposal this week. So it's kind of a murky QB2 week. So I kind of like him if he's out there to add him. But right now, yeah, I'm 5 spots higher than ECR. But I think people will eventually get there. But I was just shocked how the initial reaction was like, this is some massive downgrade of the passing offense when that's probably not going to be the case.
Yeah, I'm the higher than you said. Consensus is QB 22. I'm at QB 20 as well with
Mm,
him. Obviously, that Dallas defense, you never know,
yeah.
but uh, at the end of the day, we've seen Minshew do this before. Come in, like you said, a little more pass heavy. They could get Goddard back this week, which would help as well. So I am high on. Who am I high on? I am high on Daniel Jones this week. He
No.
is he is my QB7, and that kind of speaks to it. There's not a lot going on after these top few
Yeah.
quarterbacks, but I think you got to target this Minnesota defense. It is 24th in weighted DVOA. Weighted DVOA just means they're weighting the
Mm,
more recent games more heavily, and 28th against the pass in weighted DVOA. So he played Washington a couple of times, Philly, tough NFC East matchups. Now he gets to go to Minnesota and just a totally different kind of game, I think, for Daniel Jones. So I think he could find the end zone here on the ground or through the air. And I have his passing yards bumped up
mm.
to the two teens. Usually he's like 190, or barely hitting 200, but I have him in the two teens for this one. That's how much this Minnesota defense bumps him up. So love me some Daniel Jones this week.
Where's his ECR right now?
I believe it's QB, it's the 11, I think.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought, yeah, I
Yeah,
have him
12,
QB.
12, 12, 12.
Yeah, I have him QB 10. A lot of the same reasons, but you're way higher. But this Vikings defense is awful. That's kind of why I have Kirk Cousins ranked so high.
Yes.
Cousins, he's not going to average 430 yards a game or whatever the past couple of games, but they have to throw because the defense is so bad. So this is a good matchup for Daniel Jones. Even if he doesn't get it through the air, he'll get it with his legs. So yeah, this Vikings defense is a team I'm definitely attacking.
By the way, for everyone listening out there, Sean and I, we kind of just discuss random player projections out of the blue. And we were I was like, Kirk Cousins completion prop looked super low. Like I couldn't understand why the books would like had his completion proper like 23 or 24 when he's averaging like 10 and a half yards of completion. And he's completing like, 20, what is this? 26, 27? Yeah, 25 completions per game. And of course he goes for 34 completions against the Colts. So yeah, Kirk Cousins, man. It's not pretty all the time, but it gets it done because he's got that good receiving core. So it's weird though, because it's like dink and dunk with these all-stars. It's like even with Jefferson, he's still averaging 10.8 yards of completion, which is very odd. But yeah, he's getting it done.
Yeah, I thought about that 23. I think we agreed at the over 23 completions was the way to go. And when they were down 33, that was, pretty much a lock at that point that he was going to crush that.
Yeah. I'm just pretty sure that Kirk Cousins has gone over his completion prop every single week. Like it's that's kind
especially after getting Hawkinson. I think that helps.
Yeah.
Just having that outlet. But yeah, look out for that this week against the Giants.
It's funny because this is actually the one where it might be too high because the Giants actually one of those defenses because they play a lot of man, so it's usually get lower completion rate and higher yards per completion. Yeah. You're gonna go deep a little more. You just keep the back in the block, so you're not gonna have the check down as much. But I digress. Who are you low
on? So I'm low on Trevor Lawrence. I have him as QB 13 right now. The consensus is QB 7. He is playing out of his mind right now. This is certainly the best 5 to 6 game stretch of his career. We're finally witnessing his breakout, in my opinion. However, this is just a brutal matchup on the short week against the Jets. So it's really hard to project them for more than, say, 240 yards here through the air. And the Jaguars' implied team total is only 18.5. So the odds of him throwing 2 or more touchdowns are certainly lower this week. So I don't know how you'd get him being, a mid-range QB1 unless you're projecting him for like 40 rushing yards. So he's more of a fringe, QB1 and 2, on the sort of the streamer tier for me instead of a surefire mid-range QB1. So I'm -6 against ECR now. And I think both of us were pretty low on Tua last week. And unfortunately that didn't hit because he got that long touchdown. So certainly, Lawrence is playing so well. Wouldn't surprise me that was a good game here, but just based on raw projections, I would consider benching him if possible, if you have a better option, but he's more of a high-end QB2 option for me this week.
Yeah, I have him QB 13 as well, about 240 yards, but only 1.2 touchdowns for him passing. And that's again, because as you mentioned, Jaguars playing on a Thursday, 18.5 points is their team total. That's kind of where I have it projected as well. So, look out because there's a few low team totals this week that kind of could surprise you. And that's where I'm going with the guy. I'm on Derek Carr. I have him at QB 20, he's QB 17 consensus, and Vegas is only implied for 18 points, 18.3 points in this matchup. So I know he's got Waller back. I know he's got Renfro back, but as we've seen, it could be touch and go. Like if he doesn't get that long touchdown to Keelan Cole, I mean, it's a whole different, and Devontae Adams went missing again. This is just, I think it's a little bit too inconsistent. And then, going to Pittsburgh, who, now it's like this Pittsburgh team all of a sudden has life, and they're playing, they're motivated, and like now you got to go to the terrible towels and outdoors, and it's just not what I want in my starting quarterback. So Derek Carr, QB 21 for me, actually, not even QB 21. So
guess what? I'm lower than you. Even he's my QB 22.
Okay,
which is a lot. Projecting out the Raiders, I was shocked how low I had Darren Waller actually too. But you're right, it's just not good. Not a good matchup. They probably lean on Josh Jacobs heavily here. So yeah, I'm way low on Carr as well.
All right, prop. Let's see. Let's go.
How do we do last week?
You had the book went 2-0. I went 1-1. So you picked up 1 point on me.
Probably not enough to make up. I mean, I have what?
Yeah, you still a couple down. Yeah.
Okay.
But we got time. I mean, we'll go through the playoffs. Go with Brock Purdy. Let's go with Brock Purdy passing.
Good one.
I want to go with 219.5.
Ooh, I'm a bit higher. I was thinking 235. I'll go over. It's more of a pass funnel matchup for him. he looked really good. He was dealing with the oblique injury, looked really good. So I like investing on his over right now. So give me the over.
Okay. Yeah, I have a little, I do have a little under. Not it is, Washington's run defense is obviously better than their pass D, but is anything really a pass funnel for San Francisco? I don't know. Like
True. I mean,
they're gonna run.
yeah,
regardless.
he's without Debo, but he still has Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, and he's looked really good. I don't even know if he's a drop off from Jimmy G at this point. So I'm just big on Purdy. He's my QB 14 right now.
Ooh.
He actually has some pretty good rushing upside. I mean, he was a rushing quarterback at Iowa State. He hasn't showed that much. Last week again, he was dealing with the oblique injury, but anytime he scrambled, he's looked good. So he has some sneaky, 20 plus rushing yard upside if they do want to leverage that. So I'm very bullish on him in fantasy.
Yeah,
And this system made Nick Mullins look like a QB2, like a functioning NFL quarterback. So, I'm always a big believer in just, whoever they have in the system, and Purdy looks pretty good. So, so I'm really high on him this week.